Greetings to our melanated people all around the world. It's really a joy, it's a blessing. It's an honor to be out here in nature and greeting you, bringing this message of emancipation to you, a message that would set you free, and a message that would help you to escape mental slavery. And all that I'm doing is teaching you how to look inwardly and how to be aligned with all of this universe and discover who you are. Thus the reason why I want to speak to you concerning William Branham and the divine law of oneness. And the reason why I greet melanated people, which each and every person upon the face of this world has melanin. Black people are the most melanated people, and they are the most people who believe the Bible as a literal book and believe that the Bible is secular history. So before I go into the divine of oneness and the whole message of William Branham and what it was really all about, let me first say this, that the Bible addresses the human mind and must be interpreted psychologically. That the Bible is not literal, neither is the Bible secular history. For the Bible was written symbolically. Therefore, basic common sense would tell you that there's no book in this world that ever could be written that wasn't first a thought, that wasn't first an idea. Thus the reason why I am speaking to you concerning William Branham and the divine law of oneness. The divine law of oneness states that everything is first mental, that everything is first a thought, everything is first psychological. Thus the reason why you find William Branham will go in nature, because we're supposed to align ourselves and be one with nature. That's the reason why he speaks the story about the mad bull, where he used love. How did he do that? He was using mind power. And how the bull that was so angry became so calm and so loving. Then he speaks about the story of the wasp. My brother and my sisters, these experiences wasn't to raise a bunch of religious people, but to get our people to understand that God and man are one, and that God is the creative power in man, not a man in the sky, not a power outside of you, not an entity outside of you, but the creative power within you. That's the reason why it tells you in St. John 1 and verses 3 that all things were made by him, and without him there isn't anything made that was made. Now that him is not speaking of a man who existed 2,000 years ago. That him is a personification of your own human imagination, which is telling you that everything was first imagined. Everything was first a thought, it was first an idea. And everything else that ever going to be made must first be a thought. It must first be an idea. So it doesn't matter which part of the world that a person is living. Doesn't matter which religion they believe and practice. It doesn't matter the color of the skin. There's only one universal consciousness. There's only one universal power. Now, if there's one God, then there's one creator. Therefore, if there's one creator, there must be only one creative power. The only creative power there is in this world is the power of imagining. That's the reason why, my brother and my sisters, the money you're using must first imagine. It was first a thought, it was first an idea. The clothes you're wearing, it was first a thought. It was first imagined, it was first an idea. The vehicle that you drive, it was first a thought, it was first an idea. Yet, Everyone is saying that God is the provider, but they're using money. Everyone is saying that God is the provider, but they're driving vehicle. Now, if we was to go back and look at the one who invented the vehicle, or the one who invented the money, when you look at the people who bring these things and put these things into place, they're not religious people, they're not church people, they're not so-called Christians. There are people who have come to self-realization. There are people who come to understand that true salvation is self-realization, because they understand the divine law of oneness. So, the whole message of William Branham wasn't the spoken words that William Branham was speaking, but it was the message of symbology. And all those who run and go and build church so-called churches, and have church building and running all different kind of programs with farm and rituals, like those in Texas Assembly and all the rest all around the world, who go and build back so-called denomination or religious organization, and looking to a God outside of themselves, looking to a creative power outside of themselves. They miss the whole message of self-realization. They miss the whole message that was teaching them to look within. They miss the whole message that to tell them that everything is one. They miss the message that is telling them about the brotherhood of man and the fatherhood of God. But most people believe God to be a man in the sky, when God is the creative power in each and every one of us. So my brother and my sisters, all I'm trying to do is to teach you how to look within yourself, and how to find the answers of life within yourself, and how the whole entire message of William Branham, it was an exoteric and an esoteric message. The esoteric message, which is the message of the inward parts of your being, it was hidden from black people specifically. And it was given the exoteric to have them looking on the outside. Because every time William Branham speak about Jesus Christ, he wasn't speaking about a man 2,000 years ago. He was speaking about the creative power in man. That's the reason why as time go by and I go into these different laws, I'll show you how these laws are the laws that governs and control the entire universe and control each and every one of us. And none of us could break those laws or go against those laws. So even those who disagree with me, it has to first be a thought. Those who agree with me, it's first a thought. Those who say ignore he, don't listen to he, it still has to first be a thought. So my brother and my sisters, basic common sense will teach you that the Bible addresses the human mind and must be interpreted psychologically. That the Bible is not literal, neither is the Bible secular history. For everything in this world was first a thought. It was first imagined. It was first an idea. So basically, the first thing you have to learn in this life to understand this life and understand who you are is the law of mentalism, or the divine law of oneness. That's the reason why, my brother and my sisters, there's so much separation. Every religion brings separation. Every religion is to divide and conquer you and have you to believe in a God outside of yourself, to believe in a power outside of yourself, and to look to a power outside of yourself, and to live in self-doubt and judgment and condemnation, and living a life that does not fit up with the rest of the book. So my brother and my sisters, if what I'm saying is resonating with you, and you would like to put what I'm saying to the test, then start praying differently. Start praying according to Matthew 6:6, where you close the door, and the door the door represents your eyes, which is the door with your soul. Close your eyes and go into meditation, because true prayer is desire and meditation. So what is your desire? What do you want? You want a house? You want a car? What do you want? You want to become a millionaire? You want to be known? You want to travel the world? Whatever you want is whatever you want. I'm showing you how to use the power, how to use the creative power, how to prove what I am saying, how it is not theory. I'm giving you the practical now. So you close your eyes and you go in to meditation and begin to visualize that which you so desire. And do not think about the in-between. Do not think about how you're going to get it, when you're going to get it. But go to the end and see it as a finished work. That's the mystery hidden in the story of Joseph. When he tells his father the dream, it is only a secret it is revealing to you. He didn't speak anything about the brothers selling him. He didn't speak anything about Potiphar and Potiphar's wife and going to jail and the butler and the baker and so on. He didn't speak anything about that in the dream. Showing you that when you have a desire to create or to manifest something in this earth, because you understand the divine law of oneness, that you must go straight to the end and see your desire already fulfilled. And a series of events will take place in your life and bring it to pass. So my brothers and my sisters, start praying according to Matthew 6:6. And then start praying to Psalm 4:4. I will only stick with 2 scriptures for now. Psalm 4:4 says you must commune with your own heart upon your bed and be still. Which is saying to you that you must go into meditation, go into the stillness. Just before bed, just before you go to bed, just before you fall asleep. Because there's where you change it from the 3-dimensional world into the 4-dimensional world. It is where you're coming out of the physical you and you're going into the spiritual you, the immortal man, the man that doesn't sleep. He's wide open and willing and ready to steal your instructions. Check out Job 33 verses 14 to 16 and see what I'm talking about. And put it to test. And then you will see, because what? Results don't tell lies. So the message of William Branham was not an audible message as many people believe. It's a message of symbology. And as long as you take what I am saying and you put it to work in your life and you get the evidence, you will come to realize that your thoughts is what is creating your reality, and that you can create your reality consciously and get anything you so desire in this world. So with that being said, my brother and my sisters, I want to thank you very much for listening to me. I want to encourage you to put what I'm saying to work before you judge me, before you speak anything against me, because I'm giving you something practical to do and to prove for yourself. Now, with that being said, I want to encourage you to subscribe or to like, to comment, or to share this video. And let me say that I'm very glad to be back on this channel, because I wasn't on this channel for a while. I was doing my books, and if you're interested in reading my books, you can check out my channel, Black Mat Guru, and down below you will find the link for all of my books. I have 8 books on Amazon that will be able to help you and teach you how to create your reality consciously. Now, I always give you the sign of enlightenment, of which Matthew 6:22 says, if your eye be single, your whole body will be full of light. And I'm now giving you the symbol of the single eye. And I'm saying, when you come to have that experience, you will come to realize that it is the rising of the S-U-N in a S-O-N. And you come to realize that it is the dawning of a new day in your life. Then you will understand why Psalms 84:11 tells you that the Lord thy God is a S-U-N, not a S-O-N. For every S-O-N that has been born in this world had to depend first of all on the S-U-N. And there could never be no S-U-N. There could never be no S-O-N in this world before the S-U-N. Therefore, no S-O-N could ever be the light of the world. But the S-U-N is the light of the world. And the Bible tells you in Psalms 84:11 that the Lord thy God is the S-U-N. And then in Malachi 1:2 it tells you that the Son, as in the S-U-N, of righteousness shall arise in you with healing in his wings. Speaking of the Son as a person, showing you the things in the Bible, they are all personification. And you're taking personification for persons and taking allegory for history. And the Bible tells you in Galatians 4:24 that even the story of Abraham is an allegory. And if the story of Abraham is an allegory, make it and show making sure that the story of Jesus Christ is also an allegory. So my brother, my sister, when you have this experience, you come to realize that without the sun, there is no life and there is no light. And without the human imagination, there isn't anything made that was made. And that the sun parallels the human imagination, and the human imagination parallels the sun. And we are the people of the sun. Therefore, my brother, my sisters, I'm encouraging you to use your mind power to achieve your every desire and prove for yourself that the Bible is a book of symbology. So with that being said, I want to say peace, love you, I'm out.